watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Friday. Welcome home, Badgers. It's Badger homecoming. We'll have more on that coming up. Sarah is filling in today. Brady has the day off.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. It's great to be here.
Thanks for your help.
All right, we'll head straight to the news. Police in Madison say they are now investigating a homicide at the Dutch Mill Mobile Home Park on the city's east side. About 8 o'clock last night, police were called for reports of a verbal disturbance and shots fired. When officers arrived, they found a 38-year-old man with a gunshot wound. He died on the scene. We spoke with Madison Police Chief John Patterson about what looks like a growing trend in shootings.
Well, I know there's been a lot of anxiety in the community this week because there's been, certainly an upswing, it seems like, in the number of weapon offenses, which clearly is concerning, but we're trying to, keep the big picture in mind. We are trending behind where we were last year, so we're about 11% down when it comes to shots fired. So while clearly this week is, demanding a lot of our attention, a lot of our energy, we overall are still trending in a good place. So hopefully we can, right the ship, so to speak, and keep us in that downswing that.
So police are asking anyone with information or camera footage, perhaps, to call them at 608-255-2345, or you can please call the Madison Area Crime Stoppers if you'd like to remain anonymous. We will have more on this story in the next half hour. Well, let's get a look at your first warn forecast, see how the weather is going to shake out for that big game tomorrow and the rest of this glorious weekend. You can see him there right now, Blaze. You're the lucky one in the sunshine.
It is very nice outside. Started off cloudy. The clouds moved on out of here, and we very quickly warmed on up. Madison getting into those low 70s. West of Madison staying in those low 70s over the last few hours. Closer to Lake Michigan, a little bit on the cooler side. Now we are anticipating quiet conditions for the Friday night football games tonight. A little chilly at times, dipping into those upper 50s, but staying mostly clear with the pleasant conditions continuing into not only Saturday, but further into Sunday as well. We do have a frost advisory for Juneau and Adams County as temperatures are expected to dip into those mid to low 30s tonight. Everybody else not in that frost advisory, but it is going to be a bit chilly out there to end the work week. We're looking at mid 60s Saturday, low 70s on Sunday. Some rain is in the forecast. We'll track out when that is set to return in just a few minutes.
All right, Blaze, thank you. This is the time of the year when we all start to wonder what kind of a winter can we expect. Well, our First Warn weather team is hosting a special Wednesday night at 6:30 with all the information you need. Alex, Savannah, Jacob, and Blaze will take you inside the National Weather Service in Milwaukee to show how winter storm warnings and advisories are issued.
For winter storm warnings, say, our typical guideline is about 6 inches of snowfall. But it can be a big difference if we're going to get that 6 inches of snowfall in like 3 hours versus 24 hours.
Don't forget to tune in to the Winter Ready Special. It's next Wednesday at 6:30, immediately following News 3 Now at 6, right here on Channel 3.
Well, a new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum found teacher turnover is on a downward trend.
But it remains unstable for district leadership. Our Ellie LaLiberte is here to tell us what that trend means. Ellie?
Well, Susan and Sarah, let's start by taking a look at one of the graphs they released earlier this week. Now, turnover, really, you can see it climbing around the pandemic around 2020, and it peaks up in 2023, and now has started to move back down. Now, report author Sarah Shaw says a possible reason is following the pandemic, there was low employment, high inflation, and COVID relief dollars that allowed educators to negotiate. Now, as for school leadership like principals and superintendents, there's not as clear of a causal relationship.
For me, the principal and superintendent data is perhaps even more concerning, and wanting to keep an eye on what are these leaders in our education profession thinking and feeling that might lead them to continue leaving their jobs or go right back down again. We don't know with interest rates, with inflation, with the ongoing retirements of baby boomers, kind of what might be in the water there for people leaving the profession or just switching jobs.
Now, in that interview, Shaw told me that small districts are still struggling with turnover. That conversation is this Sunday morning at 10:30 on For the Record.
We will see you Sunday, Ellie. Thank you. Well, Cardinal and White Pride is taking over Madison tonight. It's UW's homecoming week.
Always such a fun one. Students, alumni, and the community will be at that homecoming parade, which kicks off in a couple of hours now. Our Tanisha Shaw is on campus. Hey, Tanisha.
Hi, Susan and Sarah. As you said, there is so much going on here on the campus of UW. It's homecoming week, and there is so much Badger pride all around. I know you can see Bucky behind me, and there are so many people here to celebrate ahead of the parade. And I'm here with one of the people who helped organize the parade, so she's going to give us a little sneak peek on everything that you can expect. So this is Clara Mack. She's a sophomore here at UW, and she's a part of the homecoming committee. You know, you help plan the parade that is going to kick off at 6 p.m. here on UW's campus. And Clara, first of all, I want to know, what can we expect this year? Is there anything that's really like cool or sticks out that you can tell us about ahead of the parade?
Yeah, this is our 115th homecoming, and this is the biggest parade we've had in the recent years. There's going to be more than 80 floats. We have student organizations, we have businesses, and there's going to be so much for the kids. There's going to be fire trucks, there's going to be tractors, and of course there's going to be lots of spirit with our UW marching band, the dance team, the cheer team, and of course Bucky Badger is going to be there.
Absolutely. So, you know, there's going to be Badger pride all around. And I know when we were driving here not too long ago, there were a few street closures. So do you know a few of the streets that are going to be closed as families prepare to watch the parade today?
Yeah, parts of Wisconsin Avenue, Langdon, Gilman, and State Street are going to be closed tonight.
All right, so y'all, that's what y'all have to be aware of when driving down here to avoid traffic. And tell me, what is your favorite part about organizing this? Because you said this is your second time on the committee, right?
Yeah, all the Badger pride and spirit in our community, just coming together as a team and as so proud of like,
look at that. This is Badger pride right here.
Yeah.
Is that like a tractor or something? I don't even know what it is, but it's very cool. I'm sorry to cut you off, Clara.
There's going to be so much going on. We've had so many events leading up to tonight and also the game tomorrow. Yeah. We've had Cocoa with Hoko giving out free hot chocolate and coffee out on Memorial Union. We had the Paint the Tan with student organizations promoting their student orgs. And we've had craft night. We've had a sold out Bucky documentary. There's been so much going on, and it's so rewarding to see all of our hard work come together.
Absolutely, and we're going to hear more about the hard work that is coming together, because even after this homecoming parade, there is so much going on, so much excitement here. And oh my gosh, look, something else, another float. So we're really in the best spot right now, getting a preview of the parade. Clara, thank you so much. Susan and Sarah, Clara is going to join us again at 5 for what's going on after the parade. So everyone at home, if you can't join the parade, there's a lot going on afterwards, and of course the game tomorrow. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in studio, Susan and Sarah.
All right, thank you so much, Tanisha. I think we should just head on down there.
I know, looks like so much fun.
Go live.
You're an alum. You should get the red carpet treatment.
I miss it. All right. Well, we're also doing a weekly contest at News 3. Now I feel badly here, where we offer our sports predictions for the Badger games. This week, Blaze and Ellie say that Iowa will win, with Blaze having Iowa up by a touchdown. Ellie thinks it will be a bit closer with a gap of 4 points. Susan has Wisconsin winning by a touchdown. And I don't know why I just decided, just because I was running a little late. I was writing a story before the show.
Okay, don't try to spin it. You hand me your diploma.
Okay, yeah. Well, I for whatever reason, I just wasn't feeling like, yeah, why not? We'll spin it.
It's a typo.
Yeah, okay.
All right, well, we can all feel a little bit safer at Packers games now, as Green Bay's fire department upgraded one of its most versatile vehicles. It's a mini ambulance. The city approved $90,000 for a new UTV-style ambulance that can go a lot of places traditional ambulances can't. The department's current unit, called EMS 1, is about 10 years old and nearing the end of its service life. The new model will have more horsepower, better lighting, improved HVAC, and a tighter turn radius, making it safer and faster for first responders to reach patients in hard-to-reach areas.
Kind of cool looking as well. All right, next on Live at 4, we will be checking back in at that homecoming parade, along with other events coming up too.
Plus, once you're done enjoying the fall weather outside, you can head inside and enjoy a movie or two. Will Loper has more on what's streaming this weekend. Plus, a little bit of rain earlier this morning, and then sunny and dry. The weekend weather looks great. Blaze will have all the details in the First Warn forecast.
And we're learning more about an off-duty officer involved in a shooting in Milwaukee, the official report, and how that clashes with what witnesses saw.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
So, are you looking for something good to binge on TV this weekend?
There are 7 new movies and TV shows that are streaming this weekend, and here are film critic Will Loper's top picks.
Laura here's an award-winning journalist. He's doing a piece for us on the Foundation. I know this is an unusual approach to charity. 3 days on a luxury yacht.
Watch a psychological thriller with The Woman in Cabin 10, newly streaming on Netflix.
Someone's gone overboard.
Who did she see?
It's the woman next door, the woman from the cabin there.
She said it was from Cabin 10.
Yes, sir, that's what's so unusual. I was backing in, I turned around.
Never a guest staying in here, Miss Blackwell.
Keira Knightley plays a journalist who sees a body go overboard, but is told all the passengers are accounted for.
Now, Laura, you were convinced what you saw was real?
It was real.
Oh.
All right, everyone, circle up. We have a down plane 2 miles south from here. It is used to move inmates around the country.
Head to Alaska with The Last Frontier, newly streaming on Apple TV+.
Remnick? Sydney Schofield, CIA. Havelock's out there executing a plan. Do whatever it takes to secure the perimeter.
Schofield, this is Alaska. There is no perimeter.
Jason Clarke plays a lone U.S. Marshal tracking down escaped inmates after their transport plane crashes. And take to the sky with the 2025 film How to Train Your Dragon, newly streaming on Peacock.
Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
The live-action remake of A Boy Who Befriends a Dragon may be a nearly identical retread of the animated film, but it's still a wonderfully entertaining and emotional film experience. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Oh, wow, lots of good things to see.
They all look great.
Exactly. Well, let's turn to the weather now. Blaze joins us with the first look at our forecast, and it can't get any better.
No, and for homecoming weekend at UW-Madison, for the game up at Lambeau, for farmers markets, for really any activity this weekend, we're once again sitting underneath the high pressure system. So these next 2 days are going to be quiet and pleasant. After a chilly night, once again dipping back into those 30s. Again, we do have that frost advisory for Juneau and Adams County until tomorrow morning. Many of us, though, will be hanging out in those upper 30s to low 40s. So the cloud cover isn't going to be there tonight, and that's why a lot of our heat is going to escape back into the atmosphere. This morning, though, the clouds were really slow to move out, especially across southeastern Wisconsin. So across the west, we saw all that sunshine got into those 70s much sooner than folks further east, because that cloud cover sent a lot more of that heat back up into the atmosphere. So clouds, they can be really good at night if you want a warmer night, and they can be really annoying during the day if you're hoping for that sunshine and those warmer temperatures. But that's why southeastern Wisconsin was a little bit cooler today than, say, folks across southwestern Wisconsin. Tomorrow, though, plenty of sunshine all around. We should all be in those mid to upper 60s. By Sunday, we're into the low to mid 70s. Next week, starting late Sunday night through at least Monday, we're dealing with another round of rain. And this comes at a time that we really could use some here across the state of Wisconsin. As I mentioned, we're underneath the high pressure system tonight into the rest of the weekend. High pressure systems are a fair weather friend. They bring the light winds, and they generally bring sunny conditions. We'll get a mix of both of those through the weekend. We'll add a little bit more cloud cover as we go into Sunday. There's our next low pressure system moving through parts of the Dakotas. Its cold front is going to form a line of showers, maybe a few thunderstorms as well off to our west starting Sunday late afternoon. That will push its way eastward and impact us as we go throughout your Monday. In terms of rain totals, it's unfortunately not looking like a heavy rainmaker, which is kind of what I would like to see, actually. Some of that soaking all-day rain. Get a lot more of that rain back into the ground. This is looking more like what we saw this morning, about a half to maybe a quarter of an inch of rain at best. We're looking at future track rain totals by about 3:30 on Tuesday, well after a lot of that rain has wrapped up. Isolated spots could be closer to that inch mark. Maybe we get an inch and a half. It's just that time of year where we just don't have a whole lot of opportunities to get heavy rain. So we're really going to rely on these lighter rain events as we go over the next couple of weeks to hopefully get the ground a little bit more saturated before it freezes over into winter. But as I mentioned, this weekend, plenty of sunshine, a lot going on. If you're going to be cheering on the Badgers as they take on the Iowa Hawkeyes, tailgating, whether it's in the late afternoon through kickoff, we're in the upper 50s to the mid 60s. Kickoff at 6 o'clock, we're low to mid 60s, and then we're sitting underneath clear to mostly clear conditions after hopefully the Badgers win, and we're going to continue to stay underneath those quiet conditions into Sunday as well. A little bit more cloud cover up there towards Lambeau if you're heading out there on Sunday. Rain Monday with a couple scattered showers possible there Tuesday and next Thursday.
Looks fantastic for homecoming, Blaze. Thank you. The Madison Area Chamber of Commerce is getting ready to host one of the biggest business events of the year. Its 72nd annual dinner. 1,300 business and community leaders are expected to attend. This year's keynote speaker is Daryl Fairweather. He's the chief economist at the real estate brokerage Redfin. Chamber CEO Zach Brandon says the theme of this year's annual dinner is Switch, which sets the tone for the next chapter of growth in Madison.
It's important because this is the room where, as I said, the tracks get laid. This is where the conversations happen. And so for those in the community that are interested in understanding what the next 25 years look like and how we build a better version of who we are and get to where we want to be, it all starts in that room on October 21st. Well, when it comes to the dinner, hurry. There are only 48 tickets left, and so 1,300 people will be there. So the vast majority of your tickets are gone, and so if you are interested, you should go to our website now.
The chamber dinner takes place at Monona Terrace October 21st. So to secure your ticket, go to madisonbiz.com.
Well, coming up on Live at 4, the UW system clears up its plan for a proposed course change.
And UW-Madison showed up big for its annual Fill the Hill. We'll show you the flamingos on Bascom Hill and how the community showed its support for UW student programs.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back, everyone. The numbers on Wall Street today, you can take a look. A big slide. The Dow is down 878 points, and the Nasdaq lost 820. The S&P shed 180 points.
An investigation is underway after a man was shot and killed by an off-duty Milwaukee police officer, and that officer was sent to the hospital.
Yeah, Milwaukee police say that this all happened after a minor car crash. Reporter Jenna Wells tells us what we know right now.
I'm on 47th and Mill Road on Milwaukee's north side, where a man was shot and killed by an off-duty Milwaukee police officer just before 8:30 on Thursday morning. Police say the other driver struck the officer in the face with a gun, but the man's family tells us witnesses saw a very different altercation unfold.
How does a minor accident change into a deadly force situation? Unacceptable. We have to be better than this.
According to the Milwaukee Police Department, an off-duty police officer was involved in a small car crash with another man on Mill Road when the situation escalated.
During the time when the officer who was off duty was assessing the situation, he was struck in the mouth, and that's when there had gunfire exchange between the two of them.
The man was killed by the officer's gunfire. Milwaukee police say the officer was not shot, but he was taken to the hospital with injuries to his face. Family members identified the man killed as 26-year-old Elijah Wilkes. Dozens of Wilkes' family and friends gathered at the scene Thursday morning, distraught.
To be honest, the police just don't seem to be, people that you can trust. They're supposed to be here to protect and serve, and we don't feel protected.
Wilkes' cousin says she spoke to a woman who saw the shooting unfold. and did not see Wilkes pull out a gun or pistol with the officer.
She said, but Elijah did not have no gun. He didn't have a phone. She said he didn't have anything in his hand.
Wilkes' friend says she was on FaceTime with him when the crash happened and heard the gunfire moments later.
The only other thing I heard was get on the ground. Nobody said I'm a police officer or anything.
I wanted to know, why did you kill him? Why did you shoot him that many times?
The Milwaukee Police Department wouldn't confirm who caused the crash.
We have video. It'll be released according to the investigative procedures that we have there, but there is video, very clear video of this incident.
Currently, the Milwaukee Area Investigative Team is the one performing this investigation, and it's led by West Allis Police Department. Reporting in Milwaukee, Jenna Wells, CBS 58 News.
Jenna, thank you. In Wautoma, a 16-year-old boy has been arrested after reportedly telling a social worker that he was going to commit a shooting and target law enforcement. The Waushara County Sheriff's Office was told yesterday that the student's family reported their guns from their home were missing while the student was at Wautoma High School. The school was placed on lockdown and staff found the student. He resisted but was eventually taken into custody. Officers confirmed the threats but said the student did not have any weapons on him.
And coming up on Live at 4, police are investigating a homicide in Madison. We talk with Madison's police chief about what the department knows now. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Live at 4. Sarah Carlson is filling in for Brady this afternoon.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, and yeah, it's homecoming weekend.
It's
for the
homecoming
Badgers.
weekend, and the weather is perfect.
I know. Take advantage of it while we can.
Let's
Exactly.
take a look outside today. The cranes are certainly loving it. They're all over the place this time of the year. Our photojournalist, Chris Hawbaker, took that picture. I think he was in Middleton.
Yeah, near the airport in Middleton.
The weather words today, wonderful weekend weather. If we could only bottle it, Blaze. He's out on the weather patio. Lots going on this weekend. Great timing.
Oh, yes. You know, with everything going on this weekend, we are really fortunate to sit underneath these quiet, pleasant conditions, all thanks to that incoming high pressure system. It was a bit rainy and cloudy to start, but you wouldn't know now as temperatures climb into the low 70s in the downtown Madison area on our Edgewater Skycam. Light westerly winds, low 70s across a lot of southern Wisconsin at this hour. 74 Lone Rock, 75 in Platteville, 67 in Viroqua, 65 in Milwaukee. They were finally able to get into those mid 60s after the clouds finally moved on out of here. 72 in Monroe, McFarland, 74 in Belleville. A beautiful afternoon. We've got a lot going on. Tanasia is live at the homecoming parade later on this evening. And again, with everything going on this weekend, we couldn't have asked for better weather. 60s on Saturday, mid to upper 60s. A little bit warmer on Sunday thanks to some breezy southeasterly winds. Maybe more partly sunny, especially into the second half of the day. But overall, a very nice weekend to get out and enjoy the nice weather. Temperature-wise, we're going to cool down a little bit next week, but still remain above average. We'll take a look at our temperature trends and what we can expect next week and beyond in the full forecast.
Sounds good. Thank you, Blaze. And now to continuing coverage of a shooting last night at Dutch Mill mobile homes that left one man dead.
Our Maren Rosen spoke to neighbors about the aftermath of the shooting.
This afternoon, I visited the neighborhood and residents were shaken by the event, saying they never see violence like this in their quiet neighborhood.
We've always felt safe here, so nothing like this has never happened over here, and I've been here like over 15 years, so for this to happen, like just all of a sudden out the blue, like, yeah, like there's a lot of neighbors that are really concerned, but I really don't think we have a safety issue to really worry about.
The owner of Dutch Mills, who declined speaking on camera, said the neighborhood is full of long-term residents and families, and an incident like this was unexpected.
There's a lot of nice neighborhoods in Madison, and these things happen, and it just takes the morale down. People start to become not neighborly anymore. We all go into our shells again. I don't like that.
Concern for their safety and the atmosphere of the neighborhood is at the front of the residents' minds.
You know, after last night, the whole demeanor is going to change, and it does, because people are scared. You don't want to live like that in any neighborhood.
The 38-year-old man died at the scene, and the Madison Police Department are still investigating this incident as a homicide. Maren Rosen reporting for News 3 Now.
All right, thank you, Maren. We also spoke with Madison Police Chief John Patterson this afternoon about the incident.
Well, I know there's been a lot of anxiety in the community this week because there's been, certainly an upswing, it seems like, in the number of weapon offenses, which clearly is concerning, but we're trying to, keep the big picture in mind. We are trending behind where we were last year, so we're about 11% down when it comes to shots fired. So while clearly this week is, demanding a lot of our attention, a lot of our energy, we overall are still trending in a good place. So hopefully we can, right the ship, so to speak, and keep us in that downswing that.
Now, police are asking anyone with information or camera footage, perhaps, to call them at 608-255-2345 or contact the Madison Area Crime Stoppers to remain anonymous.
The Dodge County Sheriff's Office says 2 people are hurt after a 2-vehicle crash in the town of Fox Lake. This morning around 6, a 19-year-old was driving a car on County Highway P when he reportedly did not slow down for a slight curve, crashing head-on with a 65-year-old who was driving a Jeep. The 64-year-old was med-flighted from the scene with serious injuries. The 19-year-old was taken to a nearby hospital.
Well, the University of Wisconsin-Madison's student government says the school's ethnic studies requirement is not being eliminated. This clarification comes after confusion over a new set of statewide general education standards required under Wisconsin Act 15. UW-Madison's Associated Students of Madison says the ethnic studies courses will now fall under the civics and perspective category. Student leaders say the misunderstanding stemmed from unclear wording in the state proposal, but confirm no general education requirements are being moved.
Well, speaking of UW-Madison, the engineering students, some smart engineers on campus, they're putting innovative technology to work in a very unique classroom setting.
Our Badger Beat reporter Kayla Dembeck has more on their latest project.
UW-Madison is now home to a robot dog. It's called Unitree B2, and it's a 4-legged robot that can walk, climb stairs, and even jump. Students are using it to explore how robotics can make construction sites safer and more efficient. Testing is happening at the new Kellner Family Athletic Center site, thanks to a partnership with the construction company J.P. Cullen. The company provided the site as a real-world classroom where students can operate the robot and gather data. The robot can help with tasks like progress monitoring, inventory, and safety inspections, even when workers aren't on site. To hear from one of the students who gets to operate the robot dog, check out the Badger Beat on Instagram and TikTok by searching Badger_Beat.
Very cool. Well, what once started as a prank has now become one of Madison's most beloved campus traditions. Fill the Hill, the annual fundraiser hosted by the Alumni Association, has been a fan favorite for decades. In 1979, a group of students decided to put 1,000 pink flamingos on Bascom Hill as a prank. But since then, it's turned into a homecoming tradition and one of the biggest fundraisers of the year. Each year, thousands of flamingos get planted along Bascom Hill to celebrate homecoming and to give back to the university.
My favorite part of Fill the Hill is when students come for the first time and start taking pictures and are like, you can just see the looks on people's faces. And it must have been the same way in 1979, right?
You're right, Todd. I always think about that. If you missed out on seeing the colorful display, you can check it out next year during homecoming week.
It's never too late.
Nope.
Well, next on Live at 4, it's go big or go home time for the Brewers, tying it up with the Cubs in the NLDS.
And a Venezuelan leader is being recognized with one of the highest honors of peace for her commitment to democracy.
And a couple of showers dotted our area this morning, but is there more on the way? Meteorologist Blaze Keller will let us know in the First Warn forecast.
And an annual tradition is bringing smiles and warming hearts. We'll hear how a local fire department makes their area students feel like they're on top of the world when we come back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back, everyone. The Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded to a politician from Venezuela.
It's for her struggle to turn dictatorship into democracy. CBS's Ramy Inocencio has more.
Maria Corina Machado is known by many as Venezuela's Iron Lady for her unbending resolve, and she's seen as a hero or a villain, depending on which side of the country's political spectrum that you're on. To supporters, and she has millions, she's been Venezuela's moral compass, described as defiant and principled in the face of Nicolas Maduro's rule, who so many believe basically stole last year's election from the opposition candidate. Now, Machado herself had been barred from holding office for 15 years. She's faced death threats and has been in hiding since last year.
The Nobel Peace Prize?
The secretary of the Nobel Committee got choked up as he called Machado just minutes before announcing her to the world. Here's her reaction.
Well, I have no words. I'm honored, humbled. I am very grateful on behalf of the Venezuelan people. We're not there yet. We're working very hard to achieve it, but I'm sure that we will prevail.
But Machado is also opposed by millions. Many see her as too ideological and too polarizing, and she has refused to negotiate with the Maduro regime to break the country's political gridlock. Regardless, the Nobel Committee has taken a side. Ramy Inocencio, CBS News, London.
The 58-year-old Machado was included in Time magazine's list of 100 most influential people in April. She is the first Venezuelan to win the Nobel Peace Prize and the 6th in Latin America.
Well, coming up on Live at 4, we are closing in on Football Sunday when the Packers take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde brings us to Lambeau, where the Packers have a string of injuries they're facing. We'll be right back.
Watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
We're giving the weather satellite a spin. This is a live picture of Annapolis, Maryland, the dock with a ton of sailboats where the U.S. Naval Academy is. The weather 62 and cloudy with just slight winds. Perfect for the Annapolis Sailboat Show.
Exactly. 75,000 people go to that show to see about 800 boats on display. It looks beautiful.
And on the East Coast, I know they're getting a lot of rain this weekend, but for us, the weather is going to be great. But the Packers, first of all, got to talk about that. The game on Sunday, they're playing the Bengals at Lambeau Field.
And our senior Packers writer Jason Wilde tells us that some injuries are causing uncertainty.
Packers kicker Brandon McManus is officially listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals here at Lambeau Field, but he's not the only one who's questionable. Now, the Packers kicker, who has a quadriceps injury in his right, which is his kicking leg, did go through some of practice. We don't know if he actually did any kicking today, but he has said earlier in the week that he believes he can kick through this and will be ready for Sunday. On the other hand, 3 of the Packers' 5 starting offensive linemen are also listed as questionable. Left tackle Rasheed Walker, left guard Aaron Banks, and right tackle Zach Tom, all questionable with their injuries. Zach Tom did tell us after practice that he believes he can go the distance in the game on Sunday after being able to play only 1 snap in Cleveland a few weeks ago. We'll get you ready for Packers versus Bengals here at Lambeau Field on Sunday and here on Channel 3 with all of our coverage at channel3000.com for free. And while you're there, remember to sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Jason, thank you. And don't forget, you can watch that game right here on Channel 3 this Sunday. Kickoff is 3:25.
Well, the stage is set for a winner-take-all showdown in Milwaukee. The Brewers and Cubs face off tomorrow at 7:08 p.m. This is Game 5 of the NLDS. The series tied at 2 games apiece. The Dodgers will be awaiting the winner in the National League Championship Series. Each team has held serve at home so far. The Brewers winning the first 2 games of the series, but then the Cubs even things up in games 3 and 4 at Wrigley, capping it off with a 5-0 win last night. Now, Milwaukee has won 5 of their 8 matchups this year at American Family Field. No starters have been named yet for Saturday's decisive matchup, to say the least.
Boy, it is such an exciting weekend. There is so much going on, and everybody wish Sarah good luck. She is running the Chicago Marathon on Sunday morning, and Blaze tailored the forecast just for you.
I know,
it's going to be perfect.
It is going to be quiet as Sarah is running the marathon and as folks are getting out and enjoying the weekend. If you're staying here in southern Wisconsin, whether it's the game tomorrow with the Badgers taking on the Hawkeyes, or you're heading up to Lambeau, or you're just staying at home, maybe doing some late season yard work. High pressure is going to keep us quiet and bring in some rain as we go into Sunday night. So until then, we're sitting underneath sunny conditions, light winds for Saturday. There's our next low pressure system. It is going to bring us some rain starting later Sunday night into Monday as this cold front passes. But even as we cool down, our temperatures are still going to stay on the warmer than average side. We'll go from the upper 60s to low 70s Sunday and Monday into those low to mid 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Our average high temperature right around 62 degrees for this time of year. So again, even when we cool on down, we're still staying a few degrees above average. Over the next 7 to 10 days, we are not expecting a big cool down. And we could see those temperatures return to about 10 to 15 degrees above average as we head into next weekend if we climb into those 70s. And if we look even beyond our extended forecast, the confidence level is still there, but it's not as high that we could still continue to trend warmer than average, sitting at about a 40% chance of being warmer than average from the 18th through October 24th. So maybe we're looking at a milder Halloween if this trend continues through late October. But it doesn't look like, at least in the immediate future, whether it's the next 10 days or even beyond over the next 2 weeks, that we are going to be cooling on down. There is a look at the 7 and 10 day forecast. 60s pretty much from here on out, with a chance of rain, as I said, Sunday night into Monday. A few showers possible Tuesday, with a few showers possible by next Thursday as well.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Well, 7 Three Lakes students were treated to a very special morning as part of Fire Prevention Safety Week.
The winners of a recent coloring contest were chauffeured to school in a fire truck, enjoying lights and sirens along the way. Reporter Maureen Dudley has more.
The 7 kids chosen were the winners of a coloring contest that took place over the weekend as part of Fire Prevention Safety Week.
We come in and pick up the winners at their house and with the fire truck, and then come back down to the station, have a pancake breakfast with the firefighters, and then we take them to the school with the lights and sirens running on.
Three Lakes Fire Captain James Annis says the department has been doing this program for the past 15 years. He says he enjoys participating in the program.
Well, it's amazing going in and seeing the kids, and then especially in the morning picking them up, and then the smile on their face and the parents.
The kids were excited about getting the chance to ride in a fire truck to school.
It's great. I love going to the firefighter, and I'm not scared at all.
Honestly, this is a dream come true. I am very, very, very excited.
Part of the program involved learning about fire prevention and safety. One student told me what she learned.
We learned that you should stay low and go when there's a fire, and that you get out and stay out.
After getting the kids to school, the firefighters gave the winners a bag with a certificate, gift card, and more. The kids walked into school by 8:10 in the morning.
Oh, they were all so priceless.
Yes.
Boy, a great night tonight for everything going on.
Truly, we kind of lucked out over these last couple of weekends, or we've had busy weekends, nice conditions, and that's going to happen tonight. We're headed into the upper 50s to low 60s for Friday night football, and we're staying quiet overnight underneath clear to mostly clear conditions. Could be dealing with a little bit of frost waking up Saturday morning before we climb into the 60s.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Sarah's been stretching on the set here. We'll be right back.
And on the next Live at 4, join us for what to watch when streaming next week. And later on News 3 Now at 5, it's homecoming week at UW-Madison. Our Tanisha Shaw will join us live ahead of today's parade coming soon. Thanks so much for joining us on Live at 4, everyone. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. I should say next week. You can also find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.